Chapter 11. Marcel. I'm having second thoughts about doing this backyard for Gabby. For one, she looks at me too closely. Most of my clients usually ignore me, pretend I don't even exist, but she's not like them, and I knew that from the moment I set eyes on her. Also, she's the youngest client I've had. Doesn't take a genius to see it. Not only that, but she likes to pry. I can tell she's only making conversation, and that she's clearly bored out of her mind at home. But when she asked about Mama yesterday, it rubbed me the wrong way, and it made me think about my family way too much afterward. Thinking about Mama always leads me to thinking about Shay and even my father. It's a given. Working helps me avoid thinking about family. I don't need Gabby fishing around, asking about them, because I'm not talking about it. Not only that, but after remembering what I did to Lucy because I was thinking about Gabby has me feeling a little jolted. I can't stop stealing glances of her, just to make sure the vision I had in my head matches what I see now. Dark and curly hair. Pouty, rosy lips. A full rack and hips that I see clearly due to the fact she's wearing a yellow tank top today. Her ass is round and plump enough to grab and squeeze with both of my hands. She's exactly what I envisioned last night, if not better. I'm so glad she can't read my mind right now. So, I think I finally figured out what kind of flowers I want planted, Gabby announces as she walks my way with her phone in hand. I stand up straight after dropping my shovel. Yeah? What kind? She practically shoves her phone in my face. My eyebrows rise as I take a step back, fighting a smile. I take the phone from her, studying the picture on the screen. Ah. Begonias. That's a good choice. Yeah? You think so? Yeah. One of my favorite flowers to order and plant. Mainly 'cause they're low maintenance, take well to shaded areas, and can pretty much grow anywhere. Good for people who live in neighborhoods like these, who don't have much time to tend to their flowers, too. If they don't have the time, I usually come back or send someone to come and tend to the yard. Oh good. She looks at her phone again. I was thinking begonias and dahlias. Is that a weird combination? No. But you're the first client who has wanted dahlias. They're beautiful flowers, but also kind of expensive. I know, but I'm sure they'll be worth the money. I want them so I can think about home whenever I see them. She shuts the screen of her phone off and tucks it into the back pocket of her jean shorts. My mom used to buy dahlias from her favorite flower shop. Granted, they never lasted for long, with our crazy weather, but they always soothed me when she bought them. She puts them in vases around the house. She would put some in a square vase on top of my dresser every week. Seeing them always put a smile on my face, especially in the mornings. Your mother sounds like a real nice woman. She is. She loves flowers. I have a love for them, too. Well, if those are a must-have for you, I'll be sure to order some of the best and have them planted when it's time. Dahlias take a few weeks to bloom. I believe 8 weeks or so. Should be enough time before your housewarming, though, if I get the order in now. Well good. That's perfect. I pick up my clipboard and write the dahlias and begonias down on the sheet. She turns to look at the ocean in the distance, where it's slightly hidden behind green shrubbery and trunks of the palm trees. I look her up and down sideways, even though I've told myself 1,000 times to stop fucking looking. She's barefoot on the plush, green grass. Her legs are toned and bronze, like she's tanned and also like she enjoys doing squats. She's definitely unlike my other clients, who always wear dresses or suits. Her hair is damp and curlier than usual, like she's showered recently. She folds her arms over her chest, pushing her tits together, which isn't helping me one damn bit. After what happened last night, my only wish is for her to go away so I can work in silence and without a distraction. I'm not really in the mood for much conversation today, but when she shifts on her feet and looks at me, almost like she's expecting me to carry on the conversation, I can't help it. There is something about a bored, rich housewife. They're lonely creatures. All they want to do is talk and feel human, since their life partner is never fucking home, and if their partner is home, they're probably making any excuse to go out and sleep around. Why not indulge her? So, I start, placing my clipboard down. Other than that housewarming you're hosting, what is it about the backyard you're most looking forward to? Her eyes light up as soon as I ask my question, and her arms fall rapidly, a simple gesture that means she's eager to chat and express herself. Oh, a lot of things. She sighs, taking a look around with wide eyes. I've always wanted a space where I can go out and have a cup of coffee in the backyard before the sun rises, you know? Just seems so peaceful and a great way to wake up and kickstart the day. She drops her head and laughs. What? I ask, laughing with her. Nothing. It's just, before you ask me that, I was thinking about this thing me and my brother used to do the first day of summer with my mom. She'd make me and my brother a big pitcher of lemonade, turn on the sprinklers for us in the backyard, and we'd play for hours. I always wanted one of those big pools, but knew my parents couldn't really afford it. My mom was always upset that she couldn't get it, so on my 10th birthday, when my dad got a promotion and a good bonus, they surprised me and my brother with one. I was happy, swam in it all summer long. Never got tired of it. Sounds like a good childhood. Loving parents. They are very loving. Very good people. They live close? I squint my eyes a little when I look up at her, the sun nearly blinding me. She shakes her head, and I watch her eyes sadden. No, but I wish they did. Would make some of my days a lot more fun. You miss them so much, why don't you go and visit? I don't know. Feels too soon for a visit after our recent move, you know? They'll be here for the housewarming, I'm sure. I can wait for that. Well, it's never too soon to see a loved one, Miss Gabby. I grab the garden fork from the corner and walk a few steps away from her, pitching it into the ground. I'm trying to bite my tongue, but it's damn near impossible. This girl is definitely lonely. How long have you and your husband been together, if you don't mind me asking? No, I don't mind. We've been together for 2 years. Married for 3 months now. 3 months is still fresh. It's March now, so when did it happen? Back in December. Yep. We had a Christmas Eve wedding, she states proudly. I almost start to say he shouldn't be able to stay away from her for so long, but who am I to say it? Also, a Christmas wedding? What a cop-out, picking a date that's easy to remember. Well, congrats on getting married. I'm sure he's a great guy. Lucky to have you, definitely. I don't know if it's just me, but it's almost like she hesitates before saying, yeah, he is a great guy. She steps away, looking toward the double doors of the kitchen. Well, I'll leave you to it, but can I get you anything? I can make a snack or whatever to get you through the day. I have lots of veggies and peanut butter. Sure. Make whatever you want. I don't turn down food. I don't usually eat while I work, either, but like I said before, I grew up with manners grounded into me by my mother and father, and it's common courtesy for us to accept what's offered, unless it's from strangers or people who can't cook, of course. Okay. I'll see what I can whip up for you. She rushes back into her house, and I get back to work. I can't help thinking how she should be making snacks for her husband, who should be at home with her, not for me, but I won't complain. It appears she needs something to do, that she wants to be useful to someone. I won't deny her hospitality, but it does concern me that a girl like her, so friendly and vulnerable, is in this brand new home and alone for days, especially with random men working right at her back door. Sooner or later, a quiet home starts to drive people up a wall. And trust me, I know all about that from experience. Hey, Ward, Miguel just texted me. Said he'll be here Monday with the stones and paver sand. Jacob informs me as he walks around the corner with an extra gardening hoe. It's almost time for my crew to wrap up, and I'm ready. I could use a hot shower and a good meal right now. Good. That means we need to have the base done and get ready to put the frame around the perimeter today. Won't be working this weekend. Got meetings. Got you. Jacob uses the hoe to remove more of the grass and weeds from the soon-to-be patio area. Hey, not even kidding though, the girl we're working for is fucking hot, Alex says, smirking at me as he saws a piece of wood for the frame. I see you flirting with her too, boss. No one's flirting, I mutter. Yeah right, Jacob laughs. She's got her eyes all over you. She's married, I inform them. So what? Jacob laughs. Women who live in houses like these are always looking for their next lawn boy to bone. Shit, if you don't do it, I will. I put the clipboard down and head to the patio area, grabbing the mallet and stakes. I hammer one of the stakes into the grass before looking up at him and raising a stern brow. I'm just saying, he laughs, throwing his hands in the air. She's bringing us snacks and drinks. She wants us to see her. She's being nice. Leave her alone. I move over, pounding the next stake into the ground. Jacob and Alex look at each other and then snicker. I ignore them both. They're my youngest employees, but good at what they do. I'd much rather work with Mauricio and Rob, though. Less goofing off with those two. You two go get the gravel so we can start on the base, I order, and they drop their tools, walking around the house to get to the company truck. I add another stake into the ground, and as I do, I can't help looking up at the second floor. Gabby is in front of the arched window that she'd told me belonged to her studio. Her cell phone is pressed to her ear. I frown a bit as she closes her eyes for a second and then says something, almost in defeat. Then she hangs up and turns away from the window quickly. I don't think much of it as Alex and Jacob come back with the gravel and dump it into the wheelbarrow. They dump and spread it in the rectangular cutout we shoveled before, and while they do, I go for my bottle of water on the cement steps. I hear a car door shut a short distance away and then the car lock alarm gives a short beep. I get back to work, but I notice a tall Asian man walking into the kitchen of Gabby's home. He's wearing a blue button-down shirt and gray dress pants. He's saying something, assumedly to Gabby, and then he moves out of sight, and she walks through the kitchen to follow him. When they're back in plain sight, he says something to her that makes her smile, then cups her face in his hands, kissing her on the mouth. It's not a delicate or passionate kiss, like most married couples are. He holds her face like he owns it, kissing her way too hard. She stumbles a little, but gains her footing as he kisses her again. By the third kiss, I look away and get back to work. Maybe that's what she likes, and maybe she was right about what she said to me yesterday. Maybe I don't know shit about girls like her. Of course, not even a minute later, the double doors swing open. Gabby walks out with the man trailing behind her. She smiles at me, but it's not warm like the others she'd given me before. This one is forced. The man steps beside her and takes a look around the backyard. From where he stands, I realize he's almost the same height as I am, and I'm 6'2". He's wearing dress shoes, though, so maybe he's around 6 feet even with them off. Gabby is about 5 inches shorter. She's slightly shorter than Shay, who is about 5 feet and 5 inches. Man, this is a mess. The man says to no one in particular, eyes widening. Think I liked it better the way it was. It's not done yet, Kyle, Gabby says to him, her voice soft. So this is the infamous Kyle. I can see why she's with him. He's a decent looking gentleman. Clean, crisp clothes that are clearly tailored to fit him. Gabby's eyes swoop over to meet mine, and this time her smile is warmer. This is Mr. Marcel Ward, the owner of the landscaping company. They're doing a great job so far. Fast workers. Marcel, this is my husband, Kyle Moore. Kyle takes a small step forward as I extend my arm to shake his hand. Nice to meet you, Mr. Moore. Likewise, Mr. Ward. He steps back, reclaiming his spot next to Gabby. His hand goes around her waist and he reels her in just a bit, tightening his hold around her. I briefly focus on the hand he has locked around her waist before peering up at her, but her smile doesn't change. She smiles even harder. Clearly, she's used to this motherfucker's ways. I put my eyes on his again. I appreciate you letting us take on this project, Mr. Moore. We won't disappoint you. I sure hope not, he replies way too smugly. Then I'd have to hire someone to rip it up and start all over. I avoid saying something slick. I've met men like him. Small dicks and big egos, as I like to call it. I know how to handle him. That won't be the case with my crew working on it. I really want to pick up a shovel and hit him square in the face with it. I don't know what it is about him, but I know for a fact that this guy's an asshole. How did someone as caring as Gabby end up with an arrogant fucker like him? Right. Kyle grabs his wife's hand and turns for the house. Well, it was nice meeting you, Mr. Ward. Gabby, let's go before we're late for our reservation? Yeah, come on. She nods at Kyle before glancing over her shoulder at me. He's escorting her into the house, his hand on the small of her back. Have a good weekend, Miss Gabby. She turns and looks at me in full this time, putting on a real smile. Thank you, Mr. Ward. Have a great weekend. The doors close quickly, courtesy of Mr. Kyle Moore himself, who gives me a slight frown beforehand, and for the first time since I've visited this house, the blinds of the double door slide shut too. Well damn, Jacob says, resting most of his weight on the handle of a shovel. That guy's a fucking prick. A prick with a smoking hot wife, Alex eggs on, then he goes back to compacting the gravel. It's always a fucking shame when girls like that choose money over happiness. Did you see her eyes? She's trying to be all-go-lucky happy around him, but that chick is probably miserable as fuck on the inside. I bet he doesn't satisfy her. She needs a real man, you know what I mean, boss? Not my problem, I mutter, as I get back to the steaks. We'll finish staking and compacting and get back to this on Monday morning. I side-eye the double doors and can't help wondering what they might be doing on the other side of them. It shouldn't bug me that they could possibly be fucking on the table I once sat at, but it does, And only because that motherfucker doesn't deserve a girl like her. I've only met him once, and I'm already not a fan. I'm hoping that come Monday, that prick is back on a plane and over 800 miles away, not here, shifting everyone's mood, including his wife's. That wasn't the Gabby I'd been talking to for the past 3 days. That was someone else, and whoever that was she was trying to be, I don't fucking like her one bit.